Okay, today we'll look at phpMyAdmin. That's an open source tool. Basically, it's a collection of PHP files, and it will provide a web interface so that you can create tables and add content to your database. Your account should already have phpMyAdmin pre-installed, so all you need to do is go to Internet Explorer or any browser of your choice and go to the host name I emailed you. In my case, it's your username db.bimserver2.com, but in the email I sent you, it might be a very different host name. Okay, once you go there, it will ask you for your username and your password. You should have also received those in the email. You can let your browser remember your credentials, then you don't need to enter them every time you go to phpMyAdmin. Okay, so what we see here is the phpMyAdmin interface. So it's an open source tool, so some people wrote a collection of PHP files, and they will basically provide you with this web interface to access your database. Here on the left, you will see your database. In your case, it might be a different name. And if you click here, you will have access to your database. You should only have one database, but if you do more than one module with me, let's say one module in the second year and another module in the final year, you might end up with more than one databases in the end. You can have as many tables as you want, but for now there is no table yet. If I want to create a table, I can create that table here. And in this example, I create a table called exchange rates with two fields. So this is a table, and I want to store currency exchange rates in this table as an example. So the first field, I call it currency. The second field, I call it rate. Currency, this is where we'll spell out what exchange rate we convert to what other exchange rate. So I say, in this case, I want up to 20 characters long. And for the rate, I want decimal. I want 5 digits before the decimal point and 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay. As you can see here, the table has been created. But at the moment, we only have the structure. If I want to insert records, I click on Insert, and I can now insert records. So I want pounds to euros. That's my first exchange rate. So let's say, for argument's sake, that is 1.39. And I want another. Yeah, let's send it off. Yeah, if I click on browse, I should be able to see the first record. Yeah, and now I want to insert another record, and you can insert more than one record at a time if you just untick this box. So we want pounds to US dollars. Let's say for argument's sake that's 1.51. Okay, and I've now added a second record. Now there are some problems. I'm keeping it simple for now. So for example, there's no key at the moment. There's no key field, but for our, there's no index. For our purposes, that's good enough for now. So remember, click on the database. You can then create tables. If I want to create another table, I can just type here what I want to call the new table. I can spell out how many fields I want. I can just send that off. So this is a nice interface that helps you to manage your database without having to revert to typing SQL or SQL instructions all the time. So you can just click on a few buttons, on a few menus, and then you can add content, you can delete content, you can create database structures using phpMyAdmin.